Imagine this Formula One, the pinnacle of speed, precision, and adrenaline, is on the verge of rewriting its very DNA. For decades, this sport has been about pushing machines and humans to their absolute limits. The sound, the spectacle, the raw unpredictabilities are the elements that make F1 magic. But now, with the 2026 regulations looming, many of the very drivers who live and breathe this sport are sounding the alarm. And their warnings aren't whispers, they're thunderclaps. Lando Norris, Charles Leclerc, Lance Stroll, even Lewis Hamilton have weighed in, and what they're saying should make every fan sit up and pay attention. Because this isn't just about lap times, this is about whether Formula One is about to lose its soul. The FIA's 2026 vision promises a sleeker, greener future, with engines running on a 50-50th split between internal combustion and battery power. On paper, it's a step towards sustainability, a way to attract big names like Audi and push toward that ambitious net-zero carbon target by 2030. But in the simulators, the drivers are not impressed. Lando Norris warns that the sport is sliding into artificiality, cars that feel less alive, less connected to the driver, and less spectacular for the fans. At the end of long straights, instead of surging forward with unrelenting power, these machines are slowing down, almost gasping for breath. They're not going to look as cool or as special. Norris says, and in Formula One, perception matters almost as much as performance. Lance Stroll, often overlooked in F1 debates, has surprisingly emerged as one of the strongest critics. For him, the problem is overregulation. In chasing electrification, the FIA has stripped away downforce, sacrificed speed, and risked turning the championship into what he calls an energy battery science project rather than a pure racing series. He dreams of nimble machines that dance through corners, not heavy, compromised hybrids trying to manage their battery charge. And when drivers who rarely agree on anything suddenly share the same concern, you know there's a real problem. Charles Leclerc echoes that frustration. After testing the 2026 concept in Ferrari's simulator, his verdict was blunt: not enjoyable to drive. The project is still new, and he hopes improvements will come. But his gut feeling is that these regulations will be less rewarding for drivers and less thrilling for fans. And here's the dangerous truth. In Formula One, when the drivers aren't inspired, the racing suffers. Nobody remembers the seasons when cars were technically advanced but soulless to watch. Even Max Verstappen, the man dominating this era, has been skeptical from the start. He warned years ago that the 2026 cars risk feeling strange, unresponsive, machines stitched together in the name of progress. And history shows what can happen when a big rules shakeup arrives. In 2014, Mercedes nailed the new engine era so perfectly that they left the rest of the grid gasping for breath for years. What if 2026 delivers another runaway leader, and the racing becomes predictable again? Ferrari, Mercedes, Red Bull, and the incoming Audi are all preparing for a new battlefield, but the outcome could hinge on who adapts fastest, and that could reshape the sport's power balance for years. And yet, not everyone is against the change. Lewis Hamilton sees opportunity in the challenge. He embraces the steep learning curve, the innovation, the chance for teams to dig deep and reinvent themselves. But even he admits it could go either way. This new era might ignite golden age, or it could disappoint, leaving fans longing for what was lost. It's a gamble, and once the dice are thrown in Australia 2026, there's no turning back. So here's the real question: are we watching the birth of a bold, sustainable future for Formula One, or the slow erosion of everything that makes it extraordinary? Will these cars inspire awe, or will they feel like shadows of their former selves? The clock is ticking, and soon we'll all have our answer. Until then, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think the drivers' concerns are justified, or is this just the painful step we have to take toward progress? Drop your take in the comments, and if you care about the future of F1 as much as the drivers do, make sure you're subscribed, because this next chapter might just be the most important in the sport's history.